Hey, good morning, Advantage members. It's Tuesday, June 20th. We had a long weekend here in the US and now markets are moving. So first thing that I want to talk about here is BTC. We have consolidated in a nice fashion, right, with a rising bull flag like this. I'm personally thinking that this thing is going to pop higher towards the line in the sand, which is the 27,400 marker. May extend higher than that, but I don't really know what happens after. I would like to see, something like this, pull back and then buy right there, or I can even get long now with a stop just below this low and take this trade higher into 27.5 and then all the way up to the 29K marker up here. Those would be my two outlooks on the market. And if you think that the market is going to break down and you want to get into short, I probably wouldn't short now. I'd probably say at minimum, wait for the tag of this LIS level. And let me just show you exactly, once again, where the LIS goes back to. It goes to this daily SR level, right? So that's a point of resistance across the board dating back to March 17th earlier this year. Multiple points of support right there, breaks down as support, resistance, breaks down, fake out of the resistance, and a deviation pulls back down, resistance right there, sells off, right? So I'm personally thinking that that is, once again, the point of resistance on the way up. Additionally, if you look at these trend lines that I've drawn that are ascending trend lines, you kind of see BTC coming up to that 27.4, 27.5 level. Also happens to be this trend line right here that goes all the way up. I would say that's a pretty important trend line in my opinion. So different ways of looking at the market, in my opinion. I personally think that the market is due for a bit of a push back up. After that, I don't know what happens. Okay, so as we get to that LIS level, like I said, maybe we pull back down here and then push back up, or we just rip through this straight to 29K. And then after the 29K, then we get to decide, are we going to push higher? And if so, I'd probably say the top of this channel high is our next spot, which happens to be approximately 32K or 32.8K. All right. So, you can kind of see a couple different ways to look at the market. For now, personally, again, I think higher probability is that we're going to push up. I do think even in this mini range that we're creating, this whole up and down chop, I personally think that if we can hold these lows, which is 26.5, 26.6, I think that, at minimum, we get back to this range high, which is 27. The other way you could look at it is if you want to get long on the market, wait for a reclaim 26.783. Next, you can add to your position at 26.870 right there. And then next you can add above 27.040, right? So that's number one, open position, add your second batch, and then take this trade, like I said, towards the 27.4, 27.5 level. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm just outlining exactly how I would go about that trade. Okay. And of course, you can kind of keep your stop, deeper stop right there. Or slightly, shallow stop or deeper stop down here. Okay. That's my overall thought process on the market. Now, one thing I will say is, again, as BTC has pushed up from the lows, or even in this grinding fashion that it's had, right? So bleeding from 31K high down to about 24.5, and now back up. At the same time, you can kind of see dominance, right? You kind of see here dominance has pushed up even higher. So mid-April when we had that 31K high, dominance was about 48, 49%, and now dominance is actually above 50. At the same time, you could see alts have bled lower. Solana has bled lower. ETH has bled lower. Structurally, they don't even look as good as BTC. Even INJ has bled lower since basically that, mid-April top. So all things considered, right, BTC is probably the better looking asset right now. especially because dominance is looking, pretty powerfully strong. And, I want to highlight one thing, which is that as we see dominance ticking up, look at total altcoin market cap. This is crypto total market cap excluding BTC, right? Which just means altcoin market cap. Look how bad it looks, right? It just really does not look good. It, in fact, looks like massive head and shoulders being created. Maybe this thing, nukes lower than I could kind of see. The total altcoin market cap dipping probably towards the lows of back here, which is last, right, which is around $426 billion. So I would probably encourage extreme caution in the altcoin market, especially if you're thinking about getting long or buying now. BTC, obviously, like I said, looks better. I would say if you look at BTC right now, as its dominance is expanding, the last time BTC was in this position where dominance is expanding and total market cap was nuking, like total market cap of alts was nuking, was back here in, I want to say, where was it? I think like this area right here, July, August, and then down to November and December 2018. Okay, so let me give you guys a closer look of how that looked. I don't know if some of y'all were around back then, but this was the 20K top in BTC. Okay, and alt set exploded back here in January 2018 or December 2017, right? And then the altcoin market cap bled lower and lower, and of course BTC did too at that point. Let me just show you guys exactly. Let me split this chart into 3. So this way I can show you exactly on a comparison basis how that looked. And it was a pretty brutal time. I remember it being really, really vicious. Not only in the BTC world, but pretty much, really everywhere. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so this was back in that 2017 and 2018 bubble. Okay, that's that area right there. Okay, so in July and August 2018, all right, this is what was happening to altcoins. I mean, they were just getting bled out and dominance was running up. See that right there? Dominance was just breaking through that 50-point marker, July 2018. And as you can see, as we pressed higher and higher in dominance, yes, BTC prices bled sideways, but look at what was happening in the middle chart right there at altcoins, right? They just nuked further and further and further. Okay, so that is, in my opinion, what we're going through right now from a cycle perspective. Yes, we may be in the middle of a bounce right here, and who knows? I don't know how high BTC goes. Either it's going to, do an escape velocity push like this, or it might just have a lower high bounce and then sell off further for the rest of the year. I don't really know. Okay, that's the whole point. But I do believe that from here, next push is 27.5. 29, and then up to somewhere around here, 32K and some change, right? So you can kind of see that, yes, we have levels above us, but BTC is probably the best looking asset right now compared to what I just explained to you about Bitcoin dominance, as well as that comparison of altcoins just completely bleeding out and BTC, even marginally pushing up. BTC is probably the better trade to be in, okay? Other than that, I mean, honestly, there's, just keep the market simple, right? Follow the dominance, follow the bleed out of altcoins. Like I said, it looks like shit, look at the altcoins just bleeding out. And then of course, at the same time, like I said, with BTC, yeah, it doesn't look great, but shoot, I mean, structurally, BTC looks better here, even on a weekly basis locally, or the last 3 or 4 months, or 7 or 8 months even. Right? Altcoins don't look anywhere close to as good as BTC. Yeah, there might be a few alts here and there that I've talked about. But I mean, if I were to enter a trade right now, shoot, I would not want to pick anything other than Bitcoin as a long. Okay. Short trades, again, I'm not really in the mood of shorting the market, but if I were shorting the market, I don't know, I would pick some higher market cap assets like Ethereum or Aptos, some real true garbage stuff that you don't really see panning out. I don't really know what else, like Filecoin, maybe ETC. These also have like very high squeeze potential, so just be careful. Maybe even XRP. Again, this is not investment advice. I don't really care if you short it or not, but I'm just giving you guys some tickers that you should just do research in. Okay. So anyway, that's really about it. That's all I'm going to give y'all for today. Just keep the market simple. All right. Don't complicate things. Look at dominance. Look at the bleed out that's happening in altcoins. Look at the push that's happening in BTC plus dominance. And that's it. All right. That's all I got, everybody. Y'all take care. Good luck. Take care. Cheers.